Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 Wii Ware review. Today I'm going to take a look at Q Sports Snooker vs Billiards, which if you've never played it before, well, it's obviously a snooker billiards pool game. So anyway, at the start here, you just basically have to create a profile, but because I've created them, you just select a profile, and then you've got match up, online, which I'll explain the online later, because you can play it online obviously, but there's not much point in showing, again I'll explain why later. Practice mode, puzzle mode, which is the first thing I'm going to go into. You can also save some replays, 32 of them overall, which is pretty damn cool. View how to play, and the other ones just simply go back to the title screen. The puzzle mode, you can either create puzzles or solve puzzles or even solve your own puzzles. Again, there's 32 that you can create and there's actually 50 overall to beat, which is pretty damn cool, so there's a lot to do there. And it's not just trick shots, if you know, because it's like you've got, well, having to put all the balls in a certain number of turns, which isn't really a trick shot. I'll probably explain it better if I go into the create one here. Just simply because you go here, create plus hit edit. You want a pool table, you've got 15 balls to choose from, the white, and then you choose the shots. That's it. You can't actually build some, well, complex thing to get around and say, right, you have to get past those balls and put the 9 in one shot. Because you can't do that, because the whole point of the puzzle mode is put all the balls. So it's not really a trick shot thing, which is a bit of a shame, especially because, again, you're limited to the pool table and the pool balls. So you can't go on snooker, which is obviously bigger table and more balls. So anyway, I'm just going to cut into the first pool mode now. I'll just show off 9 ball just simply because it's my favourite. So here we go then. This is basically the lag that you get at the start of the games. I explained it in the last one in my midnight pool review, but I'll explain it again. Whole point is to get the closest that you can to the bottom of the table. However, despite this being the realistic pool game, Midnight Pool's got more rules, because this, it doesn't matter how many times you hit the cushions, and that's not how a lag works, because you can absolutely blag it and hit the cushions 3 or 4 times and it still counts, which is a little dodgy because that's not how a real lag works. There's also quite a few other things about this that I don't particularly like. You can't skip the computer's go, you can't skip the replays, you can't lift your cue up, which is a right pain when you, like, when the white's right next to another ball, sometimes you do need to lift the cue up, and you can't do it on this one. There's only one music track, or at least it sounds like there's only one music track. If there's multiple, then they all sound so identical that I can't actually tell the difference between them. It's just things like that. You can't send the puzzles over Wi-Fi, just going back to the puzzles there, you can't actually create them and send them to mates, which is a really annoying thing, because that would have created a lot more replayability of the game. One of the other annoying things is that on snooker here, if you foul the break, it's supposed to be just your opponent gets 4 points. This, you have to do the break again. That's not right. There's no push out, which if you don't know what the push out is, it's well, when you play on 9 balls, something like that, and you do a break, if it's impossible to hit the ball that you're supposed to be hitting, so in 9 ball you go 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So if the white ball is in no way at all able to contact the 1 ball, the push out would be that you're allowed to hit other balls and not foul, and there's none of that on this. The guide that you've got here with the laser is a little bit faulty. However, there is one glimmering hope with all of this. The motion controls, you don't have to play them. You can actually change the controls. While the motion controls are a little better than the Midnight Pools, you can actually change the controls on this to just use a D-pad and push the A button. So that's pretty damn cool. Probably, to be fair, I might as well mention why the guide's a little bit faulty. Just simply because it obviously shows the laser, saying where you're going to hit, and sometimes you don't always hit where you're going to hit. I've hit balls right on the side before and it said it was definitely going to stop and hit that ball, and instead it flew past and totally missed. So it's again another one of them things that can be a little bit annoying about it. There is some other good things about the game though, and I'm just going to have to make a cut basically because you can change the rules. So this is what I mean by change the rules. Not only can you put like other humans on or put computers on, and it's up to 4 players, you can do team games, you can change handicaps. Then when you go in, you've got like the individual player or the team player, and you actually get, as I say, to choose the rules. So there's things like breaking with a safety shot as a foul, you can switch that on or off. No cushion shot as a foul, you can switch that on or off. You can put a second timer on, so like you can't just take forever and a day to set up your shot. There's also different venues and ball types and tables, there's 3 of each. You can choose how many racks there are, and obviously different games has different rules that you can choose. including rotation, which is the only other mode really of interest worth showing, simply because it's not a normal mode, so that's pretty damn cool. So I'm just going to start a game up and explain rotation to you. Whole point is that, well, obviously after you do the lag, whole point is it's similar to 9-ball. You have to go in order of like the balls, so you go 1 to 15, but you get points per ball. So obviously if you put the 1 ball, you get 1 point. If you put the 15 ball, you get 15 points. And it's the first to get, well, this one here is 61 points, and you can choose how many points there are or not. So it's just a pretty damn cool mode, and it's personally one of my favourite modes of pool to actually play. So I'm really glad that it's finally in a game on the Wii, because it just never seems to be included enough. Same with things like Killer and that. I'd love to see a pool game come out with like 30 different modes, because there's tons of things to play on pool. And the final thing to mention is the online, because I did say I would do so. The online is up to 4-player, and you basically go into the menus, you get to choose between worldwide or friend, and then give you your friend codes as well there. And if you don't find an opponent after 3 minutes, then it times you out, so you have to start again. If you do find an opponent, then it has set rules for the games. You can't actually change the rules at all, but you can choose the balls, tables and venues, so that's pretty damn cool. I imagine it simply works that you both choose different set and you both get different pictures. And it's similar to Bomberman in the way it works with how you choose, which can be a little bad if you really don't like snooker, because I love pool, hate snooker. So if my opponent chooses snooker, I choose 9-ball, then the computer would randomise it and I might get snooker. You can't actually choose what types of games to search for, and I think that's something really big that they should have done. When you go in to search for an opponent, you should choose, like, I want to search for an opponent in 9-ball, I want to search for an opponent in 8-ball, something like that, because sure, you could get someone where you both choose 9-ball, so you play 9-ball, but as I say, if you don't like snooker, or if you don't like one of the modes like rotation here, then you're screwed if you get that. Otherwise you're having to quit and automatically getting a loss. There's a few other annoying things about the online. Lag isn't actually one of them, because the way the game works, it doesn't actually matter about lag, because all of this that you're seeing here, you don't see, your opponent do. So for 45 seconds, because the timer's on it, you could be sitting watching a blank screen with nothing to do, there's no camera angles to change even, there's literally just nothing to do, and then you eventually, once your opponent's taken the shot, you see the white move, hit the balls, and whatever he done, gets done. So you don't actually see them setting it up, so you're literally watching nothing for 45 seconds, which can be as boring as sin, it really can. And that's pretty much everything there is to say about the game. I do think it's a good game, but I think considering this is the game that's like supposed to be the realistic one, the arcadey fun one, Midnight Pool, is a lot more realistic. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, then please subscribe to the videos, because there'll be plenty more on the way, and don't forget to check my channel. And this has been Demon212 signing off.